It's on! Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Another edition of Disney Parks Talk Live, the weekly show in which we talk Disney theme parks. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, co-host of this show. Um,
And
wow,
thrilled to be back on
my
land.
wife is just cruel. Ready to hear about Doobie's vacation? Still on mine. Ouch. Yes, I am here because my vacation ended on Friday. Thank you very much for Kyle and team for taking care of things last week. My wife is still in Florida, mocking me. So, hi, hon. Hope you're having a great time. Once again,
Oh, look at me, I'm Doobie. I'm on vacation. Oh, wait, no, I'm not.
Doobie Mosley here. Below me is, I never, couldn't catch all that. Below me is the vice president in charge of Southern California theme parks, Star Wars, and country living, Bass Pro Shops, Mike Celestino. How you doing, Mike?
I am well. How are you?
I am good. You know, the highlight of my vacation was actually tuning in and seeing Mike laying on the ground, making snow angels, singing "Do you want to be a snow? Do you want to build a snowman?" That was awesome. And the third member of our team, the vice president of East Coast theme parks for Laughing Place, Jeremiah Good.
What's up, Doobie? Long time no talk.
What's up? So let's get started. We've got some breaking news right here. Geno Smith just signed a 3-year extension with the Seattle Seahawks. Congratulations, Geno. Your quarterback is not what we do here.
No.
Okay, sorry. I know Mike's a big sports fan. He's wearing his Seahawk green today. All right. The big news. This didn't happen yesterday, but I'm sorry. This is the biggest thing going on. It snowed at Disneyland, Mike. I wasn't here to follow all the shenanigans while it was going on, so take me through it.
Yeah, this was this past Wednesday. After I had posted all my Star Wars review, we had 2 Star Wars shows coming out that day. But when I was done with that, I was getting ready to go out. It was snowing already in my front yard in Burbank, which was already shocking enough. I enjoyed that just on its own. And then I got down to Anaheim. I was wandering around downtown Disney and it was hailing a little bit. And then the hail gradually turned to snow. I ran over to the park. I got in and I got to experience snow inside Disneyland. There was no reason for anyone to question that. Nobody debated it. Everyone was happy and we all went home and had a good night's sleep.
Sounds like
Mike Celestino.
Sounds like I missed some fun while I was gone in terms of the definition of
I've
snow.
never heard the word grapple thrown at me in my life.
Grapple, but you have now. Although apparently the word grapple includes many mentions of the word snow, so I'm comfortable saying it snowed at Disneyland.
Me too.
Mike had tons of videos up there. It's not the come on, be nice to me, Twitter. Well, trust me, Mike had videos of said snow, as well as, of course, the picture you just saw. And then you kind of went viral, Mike. I mean, snow at Disneyland became a big deal, and you were the epicenter of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of an accident that I was even there because I think, initially Benji had me make a reservation for that day in case they were doing anything for The Mandalorian, because that was the day Mandalorian Season 3 had started, which there wasn't really anything new for that, but there was an assortment of other things I was there to cover. And then, yeah, just this happened by happenstance, happened to be there when, this magical moment of snow falling there in front of the Main Street train station. What was the question?
Who cares? I'm going to try to show this magical moment. My
Oh,
video
this is
does not
going
want
to
to agree
never
with me,
die, Mike. You are
let's
cursed.
watch this. I hope.
I'm at Disneyland and it's snowing. It's snowing in Disneyland in Anaheim. It's not even, it was hail a minute ago in downtown Disney. I'm gonna call this snow. This is snow. It's snowing in Disneyland in Anaheim. Let's go in and see if we can get to the castle.
I did not make it to the castle. By the time I got through into Town Square, it had turned into rain. But in that moment, I do believe it was snowing, and you could see the shock and joy on my face there
I was going to ask you, is that literally the happiest you've been in your entire life, Mike?
I've always wanted it to happen because you see it in Disneyland Paris. Every once in a while they'll send up, and it looks so gorgeous and nice, that park in the snow. And I've always just wanted to be in a Disney park in the snow, and this is the closest we'll ever get probably in Southern California, unless the weather starts getting really weird.
I'm sure it's not far behind at this point.
Yeah.
It was
So-
snowing at the Walt Disney Studios as well, where
Doobie, I need to tell my side of the story. Kyle
Sure.
and I Kyle's doing the live show. I think it was Kyle and Luke. And he says to me, it's snowing at Walt Disney Studios. In my brain, the first thing I think of is the park in Disneyland Paris. I'm like, big deal. Okay. And then this all happens. And I was just like, Kyle's like, oh, that's what I meant. It's at the studios. I was like, oh. And then Mike, becomes our meteorologist, and it's snowing.
that is so cool. I'm so happy you got to experience that. I'm happier for you experiencing that than I would be for myself, mostly because I was in about 85-degree weather at that point and perfectly happy.
Well, I
Cool.
grew up in New York. I used to get snow all the time in the winter as a kid, and I miss it and I love it. And my wife hates the cold. She hates cold weather and cold, any kind of cold precipitation that comes along with it. So yeah, it was a thrill for me, and I would love for it to happen again.
There, go for it. And speaking of snow and weather and stuff, Magic Happens was supposed to return to Disneyland and got weathered out at first, but it did finally make its return, right, Mike?
Yeah, so I was there for the return of the Magic Happens parade. Gosh, this is going back, was it like a week and a half now? That was
This was like
supposed to,
Monday, I think.
yeah, it's supposed to debut the previous Friday, and then I went back on Tuesday and got that, it had happened over the weekend and I missed it, and then I finally got to see it in person on Tuesday. But yeah, it was fun to see Magic Happens again. Everybody was super excited. Why are you covering it, Jeremiah?
Because I still have not seen it.
You haven't
my
seen the parade
goodness.
ever at all.
No, because
Okay.
we had the week,
Right.
and then I'm like, I've avoided almost everything. Like, I think that's the most that I've seen of non-photos.
You're a theme park reporter. There's only so much, so long you can avoid spoilers for something.
Yeah, I got about a week and a half more, and then I'm good. I haven't seen Wonder's Journey, haven't seen World of Color 1. I'm going to see all that in just a week and a half.
Very clever, Gideon. Very
Accurate, very accurate.
Hate the cold. All right. So, in a little more recent news, Mike Celestino. It's like a Mike heavy show today. It's like a
Great.
Mike check.
Love it.
How is this year's Food and Wine Festival at Disney California Adventure?
I had a great time. This is on Friday. I was there for the official opening day of Food and Wine. I wandered around. I got pictures of everything, got video of a lot of the shows. Really enjoyed, let's see, Jam and Chefs and Alice's Wonderland Bakery on birthday party, and the Fat Cat Swinger put on a great performance over there at the Palisades stage. And then I tried the 2 gluten-free items that are available, which were the top sirloin steak, which was, oh, that was so good. I had 2 helpings of that, and the strawberry horchata, also had 2 of those. Boy, oh boy. Lot of good
Your
stuff.
wonderful video here. This is what show is this?
This is Alice's Wonderland Bakery on birthday party.
We returned from last year, right? That's not a new show.
It's not new. None of the shows were really new, and none of the booths were new. So there were some new food items along the way that I noticed, including a couple that were celebrating the Disney 100th anniversary of the company. But otherwise, it's mostly returning stuff this year at the Food and Wine Festival.
But returning good stuff. You're a fan of the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah. I think everybody gets a kick out of that. It's just like, it's kind of the beginning of the spring here in Southern California. The warmer weather's right around the corner, and everybody's just in a fun celebratory mood. Yeah.
What were those 2 gluten-free items you had?
I think one was called the top sirloin, sirloin steak. Is that right? From Garlic Kissed
Okay.
and strawberry horchata.
Steak you highly recommend.
Yes.
Thank you. Right. So
I saved some tabs. I still got some tabs left on my card.
Wait,
And,
you didn't take your Tupperware with you this time?
No, I forgot the Tupperware. Don't remind me.
Mike, I'll meet you at
yeah.
DCA on the 21st.
No, we're going back. We're going back soon with some friends. We're going to use the tabs. I'll tweet out pictures of whatever we get.
We might get in trouble for forgetting the Tupperware.
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. So that's Food and Wine over in California, which they do in the spring. Food and Wine in Florida is more of a fall event because, Jeremiah, what just kicked off there at Epcot?
Our spring kickoff, which is kind of fitting, is Flower and Garden. This kicked off Wednesday because there was not enough happening on Wednesday.
That was the day.
This year, the topiary is the entrance topiary is the Encanto family. It's just beautiful at night and day. The only other new topiary that we have this year is the Princess Tiana back in the American Adventure. There are a ton of food booths. Sadly, I did not get to try a single thing because I was pretty much running the entire day.
Busy day.
Yeah. The new show in the evening on Spaceship Earth is the Encanto song that I can never remember the name of. It's the not listed on there. It's the sister song about the plants growing.
What else can I do?
Yes, thank you. For me, it's a fun show. It's not as, I don't want to say spectacular, but it's not as, there isn't enough energy in this song. Just like last year, we had The Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. This year, we had that one. Doobie's not showing the videos. Go to our YouTube channel. Look it up.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I wanted to show some clip from this, and it just ain't happening.
It really is a nice show. You don't want to play it. No, you'll get talk over it.
I can get a copyright. It's okay to get a copyright.
Okay, then go ahead, Doobie.
I just want to play a little bit. It's more important for us to deliver to the people than for us to make sure our videos are monetized. As Walt once said, take care of the people, the rest takes care of itself. Or give or take. Don't put quotes around that. You're right, that isn't an up enough song for Spaceship
No.
Earth.
It just kind of is just,
with that one.
there's some, because it's all about plants. I mean, it fits perfectly, but the show, there are times where there's some really neat, I don't want to say graphics, but the lighting effects do some fun things. But overall, it's just kind of, it falls flat for me.
Now, did they just add this to the collection, or did it replace something?
Well, for this one, they have the original Beacons of Magic song. They have the 40th Epcot song, and then they have Colors of the Wind play and this.
So, is there any Figment? County's asking if there's any Figment. Is there any Figment in here?
The 40th has some of the mix of Figment and the classic stuff. One of the other fun things that came out of this is this year's Sipper, which is Orangebird holding the original Orangebird Sipper from the 1970s.
Oh, just so clever. Kyle, I'm curious, Kyle, do you love that Sipper, the Orangebird Sipper? I was a big fan of Orangebird.
Yes, we definitely talked about that. But the festival's lots of fun. I love Flower and Garden. I wish that it didn't run until July 3rd like it is. I miss the, run till summer. Summer's clear, and then we kick off with the Food and Wine in the fall. Now it's Epcot every day is a festival day.
I was at Epcot a week ago Saturday, which was like the only Saturday of the year when there's not a festival going on. It was amazing. And the park was empty. It was so nice. We rode Soarin' with like a 10-minute wait.
Well, wasn't that also...
It was Princess One Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lovely time to be at Epcot. We had a great time. Got on what's that called? Guardians Ride, Cosmic Leap. I finally got Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and it was everything I dreamt it would be. It was
I
spectacular.
finally got Iran after 17 rides, so I'm good with that.
You're done now.
Yeah.
Oh man, ride is so good. Yeah.
Yeah, but the festival's lots of fun. You have plenty of time to come out and see it. Please do, and you get the butterfly garden's really nice. The smells are amazing, and again, this entrance topiary, I could have just sat there and take pictures of it all day long.
Actually got us the pictures, Jeremiah. Way to go. Look at you. Yeah, Jeremiah, you're working hard on Wednesday. I mean, spending the day at Flower and Garden, not really doing anything else. What was that like?
So let me go through the day since we're just going to address those topics. So I went over to Flower and Garden first thing. We were there pre-opening. They actually let us in a little bit before 9 o'clock so we could check out the butterfly garden and see some of the topiaries. So I'm over there and doing the normal rounds to take the pictures of all the topiaries to get everything for our article. And then the food booth hadn't even opened yet. And all of a sudden, Kyle talks to me and goes, "Okay, so time to park hop." Because it wasn't announced, and it wasn't his first set, but it was somebody let it loose that, excuse me, the Mandalorian and Grogu were going to be at Disney's Hollywood Studios. As I'm walking around, I see one of the media people and ask them about that, and the Parks blog had posted the update just seconds before I asked the person. They're like, "Okay, since it's officially from us, I can tell you they are there. There is no end date for it, and there is no set schedule for the Mandalorian." I will tell you, in the marketplace, one of the closest to mob scenes I had seen that day, well, since the mob scene for the merchandise in the morning. But at one point, they actually had to take the Mandalorian backstage to let the crowd disperse around him, and then he could come back out and finish his walk. And I hadn't experienced Grogu and the Mandalorian at Disneyland yet, so seeing them here, Grogu is amazingly cute.
Mike, does this look like the same thing they do in California?
Yeah, pretty much exactly the same.
And so, did you get to see anyone call him Baby Yoda, Jeremiah?
So I have a longer version of the story, but yes, I did, and he definitely says Grogu quite a few times.
Oh, he's got the shirt. How cute.
Yeah, so after this, then I headed back over to Epcot to experience more of the Flower and Garden Festival. But that day, I also had a preview of Tron Light Cycle Run. So I took the Skylander to Epcot, hopped on the monorail, went to Magic Kingdom, rode Tron Light Cycle Run, went back to Epcot to do the walk-in talk with Kyle that day. And as I'm doing the walk-in talk, I get a message from both Kyle and our CEO, who happened to be on Castaway or on the cruise, saying, "When can you go to Magic Kingdom?" After I had just been at Magic Kingdom, because they added, just like they had at Disneyland, one of the dolls. We only have one doll at our It's a Small World at Magic Kingdom that is in a wheelchair, and it's right as you enter the attraction, and it's just a nice little touch. I appreciate the inclusion that they're doing, and but if you're not paying attention, you are going to miss this doll.
I like the chair. It's like the chair is painted for Small World. That's so cute. It's so adorable. Yeah, so that just got added, just like it did at Disneyland. No fanfare. They just added it and then let it be known that it was there. Disneyland, didn't they add two, I think? If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, they have, I don't know where the first one is, but I know the second one is in the celebration in the finale, and we don't have one because as I tried to make it sound somewhat not jokey, there really isn't any static spots in our celebration, where at Disneyland they have quite a few just different shelves where they can have the doll.
Love that addition to It's a Small World now on both coasts. Way to go, Disney. And we were talking about Mandalorian a moment ago, and Disney released this picture of Pedro Pascal, the sometimes person inside the costume, but always voice, who got to meet the Mandalorian at Disneyland last week. You weren't there for this, were you, Mike?
Now, is this at Disneyland or is this at the premiere? I think this is at the premiere.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're probably right. You know what you're talking
No,
about.
no, it's set at Disneyland, I believe.
No, I think you're right. They refer.
I just know that's the outfit he was wearing at the premiere, so that's
that's the Disneyland Mandalorian, but he was at the premiere, so that's why I got.
And
confused.
then
But
on the
they're doing
same
it to kind
day,
of promote the Disneyland Mandalorian.
on the same day, he also hopped in his what are we calling the starship now, Mike? Have they given it a name?
the N1, I think.
The N1, and flew over to Disneyland Paris to make his debut over there on the same day without any. They announced he was going to come, but no official date. Just like they had they didn't announce anything for Walt Disney World. He just appeared. Disneyland Paris, they had some hype before.
Mike, since I got you here, got to go a little bit off topic.
Okay.
Spoiler free, of course. How's Mandalorian looking this year?
Jeremiah had a nice chat about it on Who's the Boss, our Star Wars podcast here at Laughing Plays, and I will say that I have seen this week's episode, and I think it is quite good, and I think people are going to be, the first episode was kind of all set up. This one starts to really pay that off. So, looking forward to it.
The first episode definitely did. Nothing much happened, but it was still interesting and great to see everyone. But it definitely felt like just the first half of good stuff coming. So I'm happy to hear that about the second episode, which hits Wednesday on Disney Plus. Now back
Correct.
to our regularly scheduled department. So also, Mike, what's going on at Disneyland with this?
So they have, in honor of the Oscars coming up, which is happening this coming weekend on Sunday, they have a few displays at Disneyland. One is in the Carthay Circle restaurant lobby. This is the honorary Oscar that was given to Walt Disney in honor of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's one regular size Oscar and then 7 miniature Oscars. This is on loan from the Walt Disney Family Museum. It's usually on display at that museum up in the Presidio in San Francisco, but they loaned it to Disneyland Resort. So it's under guard. It's under lock and key, and it's guarded around the clock behind a velvet rope in the Carthay Circle. And then if you go over to the Grand Californian Hotel, they also have an Oscar display with a giant Oscar statue, photo op, and some informational, signs next to a red carpet kind of photo op type thing. One of those signs is all about the history of Walt Disney's relationship with the Oscars, all the Oscars that Walt himself won personally. And then there's this schedule of events.
We're doing a watch party at Hearthstone Lounge.
Yeah, I
If
saw
watch the Oscars. That's how I would do it.
I'm going to my friends for the Oscars, but if I didn't have plans already, I was thinking that would be a fun way to watch them.
And Walt is still the number one personal award winner for the Oscars, is he not?
I think you're
I think
right
so.
about that.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think.
I know John Williams is close, but I don't think he has surpassed him.
And so Disneyland, that's the Oscars coming up on Sunday. And also on Walt Disney World, they have Oscar, they don't have displays like that, Jeremiah, but they do have popcorn.
Yeah, that's about it. Today, our walk and talk was centered around the Oscar buzz of Disney's Hollywood Studios, and there is nothing. I have pictures from quite a few years in a row where they would actually have one of the Oscar statues that they would give to somebody that you could hold. Well, it was kind of bolted down, but you could touch it. But they also had security guards there. This year there was apparently a cupcake that I didn't see anything about that was in the commissary, and
Yep.
then they had popcorn.
And popcorn. Although, I mean, let's be fair. It was a good-looking popcorn mix. It wasn't just like a generic popcorn.
Yeah.
It looked good. And say, did you tweet a picture of it, Jeremiah?
I put one in our to-do. I did not tweet it because that was also around the time that we were having tweeter problems.
Oh, that's right.
Here, I can send it to you really
Yeah, I
quick.
would like to show off. I mean, you're poo-pooing this popcorn. I don't think this popcorn is worthy of poo-poo. I think it's worthy of celebration, and I'd like to show it to the people.
I'm not going to continue this conversation.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
It really was, there wasn't much, sadly, for the studio that used to celebrate everything movies, and we had popcorn and a non-existent cupcake that was not on display or any signage anywhere.
So this is, it's only $7.50. It's the Oscar popcorn mix, kettle corn with cinnamon cereal, white chocolate, and gold sprinkles, and it is a part of the Disney dining plan. So I think this is a steal, and I am so glad they have it.
If only the Disney dining, maybe that's a sign. Maybe just like when we walked into the Rock and Roller Coaster courtyard and they were playing Queen. That's a sign.
I keep waiting for that article to hit somewhere, because clearly this is not something that's going to be sold for months. This is a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And yet they bothered to put Disney dining plan on there. So that must mean what it means.
Breaking
is they
news.
decided months ago when they weren't sure. All right.
Oh wait, we
Toontown.
didn't even check and make sure everything's spelled correctly. Oh, that's Disneyland that does that.
Which shirt is that, Jeremiah? What's the
This
pattern?
is the Little Mermaid under
Okay.
the sea. Like it's Snow White's grotto. It's Ariel's grotto.
Is that from Kohl's or JCPenney, Tommy Bahama? Where you get this, Jeremy?
Bucky's actually, because Bucky's sells Roosevelt shirts.
Roosevelt shirt.
Yes.
Oh, I should show you guys. Oh my goodness.
We saw the picture.
You saw it.
You should definitely show the picture again, though.
I'm showing the picture. I got my first Roosevelt shirt. I'm so proud of getting this shirt, and I wore it on the cruise. I debuted it at Enchanté.
I was
where I
wearing
had a
mine
lovely
also
brunch.
that day.
And then I wore it to the show that night. I wore it all day, of course, not just Enchanté. I wore it to a great show. And then as I was exiting the show, I noticed someone else also happened to be wearing the shirt, much to my chagrin. I have this cool Disney 100 shirt, and this other guy is wearing the exact same shirt. And this did not make me happy, but we did get a picture anyway.
I still cannot believe how much weight you have lost. Like when
Thank you,
that,
Jeremiah.
I don't know if it was that picture or if we had a different picture pop up for us, but I kept looking at it going, no. I mean, the picture that Gideon took of you in that shirt, like, could not believe it was you.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. I really do appreciate that. And I look even better when the person next to me is not wearing the exact same darn shirt.
Hey, just wait till our next, team outing where we all have to have the exact same shirt. Funny enough, though, it's going to be a universal shirt. I don't know why that is.
I did love that. I did get that shirt from Roosevelt, so thank you, Roosevelt. But it's my first Roosevelt, and I absolutely loved it. I was so proud walking around the ship in that shirt. I loved it so much. Thank you, Roosevelt. I'll take whatever you got. All right.
And anybody
back
that is going
Disneyland.
to WonderCon in a week and a half, Roosevelt's will have a booth there. And I know that the Emerald City Comic Con that they just had, they had a shirt that was so popular it sold out in a day and a half. So I have not heard anything. I know tomorrow Roosevelt is dropping a Life magazine set, and they just did a Iron Man set last week. So you always keep an eye out. Follow them on all their social medias. Go watch my silly unbagging video, Doobie.
I love that. I'm so happy you did that. I'm like, we are going to do an unboxing for these things, right? I'm so happy you did that. I should have. Well, no, this isn't Barely Necessity. They don't show that here.
They
Hopefully
did
they
that,
show that
yeah.
in Barely Necessity.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, let's get back to Disneyland. Toontown is now just a couple of weeks away. We're starting to get some more details from Disney. The Centennial Park in Mickey's Toontown has a fountain now. Have you seen this, Mike?
I've seen the picture. I have not seen it in person. Still behind a construction wall. unfortunately.
Also giving us a preview of Cafe Daisy. I like the look of this. What do you think?
Looking good.
Is she a nurse in this picture?
I'm going to make a quote that we can keep. The pizza that they showed looks just like the pizza of when it opened 30 odd years ago, without the
changed
cool
since, or
pizza machine.
It's been the same pizza the whole time.
Yep.
I think my son loves this pizza, so I'm happy about that. Cafe Daisy, and there you can see, I guess this looks like the fountain as viewed over the wall, which I'm not mistaken here, and with Walt's Barn in the background. So Mickey's Toontown is, what's the opening date for that? I know I got pushed back.
The
19th.
The 19th, so that is just 2 weeks away, under 2 weeks away. And I'm excited to have Toontown back, truly.
Can we say bonjour to Pogo?
Sure. Oh,
Bonjour,
Pogo,
Pogo.
hello, I'm speaking French. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Bien, welcome to Disney Parks Talk Live.
Very happy you did not go with the other
Next
French,
up.
you know, do we?
I know a decent amount of French, I'll have you know. I won the foreign language award in high school. Bella, my high school, I almost said the name of it, which is very embarrassing. But I won the foreign language award in high school.
Why is your high school very
Mike.
embarrassing?
The name of my high school is extremely embarrassing. Extremely. Mike, the tavern.
I thought you were going to ask me which high school I went to.
I know. I want to know this too.
Mike, what high school did you go to?
Copiague High School, Copiague, New York, Suffolk County.
Copiague. How about you, Jeremiah?
Court Hill High School, Court Hill, California. Home of the former Fighting Rebels.
What are they now?
I don't remember. They did. My
Rebels
mother
became
was
unacceptable?
my mother was one of the first. She was the first class to come out of that school. They were the Rebels. It was done in the 70s, so Rebels was exactly what you expected to be from the 70s, and that lasted until I think 2 years ago when they decided to change it to something. So, what was yours, Juby?
Yes, this is the very ceremony where Jason Bateman told me congratulations. I won the French language award, the math award, I don't know, some other stuff. And Jason Bateman in the restroom. Congratulations, man. Something like that. All right.
We're not going to get the answer, are we?
I went to Bel Air Prep School. Bel Air Prep School. Yep, you heard that right. All right, Mike, let's hear about the tavern.
So this is a new addition to the temporary location of Earl of Sandwich in downtown Disney, which used to be the La Brea Bakery, and is currently the home of Earl of Sandwich until it becomes Porto's Bakery.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you can go and on the left-hand side, you can get a regular Earl of Sandwich sandwich. On the right-hand side is the Earl of Sandwich Tavern, which is, I believe, a sit-down restaurant where you can order and get served. They also have a selection of beers, as the name would imply, and alcoholic beverages. So just a different spin on the Earl of Sandwich formula. So I went there and took some pics of the menu and the sign in the interior.
They went all out considering this is a temporary location.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is that we'll see this again wherever Earl of Sandwich ends up at downtown Disney permanently.
That's true. That's true. I love this. Yeah, Earl of Sandwich has always had like indoor seating, but not to this extent. And this is a great addition. They haven't done this in Florida, have they? For their Earl of Sandwich?
Nope, nothing yet. Kyle and I were talking about that this could be something for an expansion here and in Disneyland Paris at Disney Village.
I'd love to see that. That is a fantastic idea. No, you don't, Matt. No, you don't. All right. What else is going on in the world?
He does the Carlton very well.
I wish I could do the Carlton. It's not unusual to be. I can't. Yeah. The medallions, Disney 100 medallions. Did you get to do this, Mike?
Yes. So this took me like a half an hour. Well, first of all, I got there too early in the day to really appreciate it, because when it's light out, you can't really see what's happening. So I waited. I did other stuff. I came back in the evening, and it took me a while to figure out how it actually works. So what you want to do, I have the tip, I have the inside scoop. What you want to do is approach the medallion, and when your magic band lights up and starts spinning around, the lights start going around in a circle. That's when you want to do the motion that it says on the sign, which is like a circular motion with your arm, and that will trigger the there you go, you can see me doing it. It triggers the light up effect and a sound effect on the medallion. It works in Disney California Adventure, it works throughout Downtown Disney, and it works on the statue on the old ESPN Zone building there. The statue will talk to you, not light up.
Talk about triggering. Watching you do that just triggered the horrible experience I had trying to find all those 50 statues and doing this.
Oh, cool though. It's like you're Doctor Stranging it to make it happen.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. I love that. Great video, Mike. Seriously, that was a great video. Great.
I did not edit it, but I did shoot it. So whoever cut that, I think it might have been Kyle or Luke, one of those people, did a great job.
Really nice demonstration. Love that. Love that. Worthy, perhaps, of an Academy Award this Sunday.
We already covered that topic, do we?
Crossing my fingers. Can you write in? Can you write in different nominees?
Do they give award? I mean, because that's not Academy. That's not a motion picture. It's not even an Emmy. I don't think. What award do you get for
some kind of YouTube? There must be YouTube awards, right?
UBs or the
UBs.
Yeah, there used to be podcast awards,
yeah,
but I think that has died also.
They were called the potties. I want to go potty. Okay, Mike.
Okay.
Cassie Lang.
Oh yeah. So, I was there the day Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania came out, and they already had a new character from that. Kang was there. It was great to see him. We already had a video of him, and then we found out like 4 or 5 days later, Cassie Lang is also appearing at Avengers Campus. So we got 2 new characters at Avengers Campus from this new movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This one is Ant-Man, Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie Lang, who will hang out and pose for photos with you and chat with you if you visit as a guest. She also interacts with her dad. I watched them have entire conversations about their adventures and stuff. So they're very cool to see in person, and people were getting a big kick out of seeing her.
Do you think they're annoyed? A father and daughter just trying to hang around, go to DCA, and they keep getting stopped for pictures and stuff?
I think if you're an Avenger, or if you're even tangentially related to the Avengers as a superhero, and you go to Avengers Campus, you got to know what's in store for you there, because there's a lot of visitors.
That's fair. That's a good point. Sometimes you just
it's like if you're a celebrity in Hollywood walking down Hollywood Boulevard, you're gonna get people asking for your photo and stuff. Autographs. Do people ask for autographs? Yeah.
I do. I care about that. I do that more than photos. I went to Beverly Hills. It's so funny. What are you laughing at?
We have Slack for that, do we?
What did I say? Oh, did I say something dumb?
Nope, but you may want to check that out.
Beverly Hills once. And there was this lady walking down the street, and like this paparazzi. No one knew who she was. I think she hired the paparazzi so she could look like she was somebody. But that same trip, I saw Sidney Poitier crossing the street all by himself. No one noticed him. Sidney Poitier, former Disney board member. All right, what else we got? Typhoon Lagoon reopens on March 19th at Walt Disney World. How exciting is that?
I'm very excited, but of course I also should go to Blizzard Beach and actually enjoy the slides before that closes on the 18th. But
and I was going to say, finally, we have 2 water parks at Disney World again. No, Blizzard Beach will immediately be closing at the exact same time, and we still only have one. Do you think this is just the way it is now, Jeremiah, or is this a...
I don't know. I was having a discussion with somebody earlier about the Voyage of the Little Mermaid attraction and how the shops over there haven't even opened, and that's been, we're hitting 3 years and just a week and a half of that being closed. So I don't know if it's cast. I don't know if it's, I know that the capacity is there. Like the water parks have been really busy. So, but
Very
will we ever
strange.
see everything back to 100% normal? The world may never know.
I mean, this isn't a matter of normal anymore. Obviously, they're not still closed because of that. They've made a decision not to reopen them. Maybe it's staffing, as Gio
Yeah,
says.
that's what I
Lack of
mean
live
more about the
stores.
staffing. I mean, the shops, there's no reason to reopen all the shops because they don't have that much merchandise right now. But
So, did I miss anything before I start talking about my trip and getting a little bit personal here?
the EP Ripley returned today to Disneyland.
Go for it. What is that? Is that some kind of a ride?
That is the original train that Walt actually rode in on opening day. It has been down for 5
Allegedly.
years.
Some people would say Walt wasn't there on opening day, but go on.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, the engine has been down for 5 years for a massive renovation, and it returned to the tracks for the first time today.
It's the picture.
Yeah.
EP Ripley. Cool. Very exciting. And Mike didn't get sent to ride the EP Ripley today?
I don't
Did
think
we
it
know it
was
was coming?
announced. No. I mean, I'm sure that it was, but it's
I'll
not
be there
like
tomorrow for Princess Night.
Talk about that a little bit.
About Princess Night?
Yeah, the fact that it's coming tomorrow and with,
Princess Night's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, so I know we had the list. I'm blanking on like who are some of the. I know Princess Leia is now considered to be she's going to be part of this event as a Disney princess.
Princess Ada, Princess
Ada
Peeta.
from Bug's Life.
a little bigger. So we can see that we got Jasmine, Moana, Tiana, Pocahontas, Leia, Minnie, and Daisy, and then a whole slew in Fantasyland, including Elena Avalor. Elena Avalor, Kida from Atlantis, which is a nice one. Merida, Ada, Raya, Raya. So quite a cool collection. And Mike will probably have enough time to get pictures of what, 1.5 of these, the way these things go?
No, I am able to run around and get princesses pictures of all of them, except they don't turn out great because you got to stand back and like try to snap a picture in between them meeting with the guests,
Right.
So if I were to stand in line and wait to get nice pictures of all of them, I think I would get like 2 or 3 of them, unfortunately. But we gotta make the best use of the time we have.
Tammy Tucky makes a very interesting observation. For just about every single one of these, it is just the name of the princess, and then it's Kida of Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Is she that unknown?
Yes.
No one knows who she is.
And yet, though,
right.
when they had Kida and Michael J. Fox's character,
Milo.
whose name escapes me, Milo, for one of the other Disneyland After Dark events, they were very popular.
Yeah, because everybody, it's the cult following wants to get the pictures, but the normal people that walk in are just like, who's Princess Kida?
Atlantis has a huge cult following. I mean, I don't know how huge it is, but those that like it love it. They are really, really devoted. There are some very hardcore Atlantis fans.
This is the point where Tammy Tucky plugs what she did once.
Go for it, Tammy. I know who Tammy is. All right.
I agree with Gio also.
Who's Tammy?
Tammy is who's Tammy, Jeremiah?
She is just a cool person. She actually has done reunions of some of the cast, including a lot of the Atlantis. She did an anniversary for those. She is one of those people I met at the D23 Expo this past summer, and just has the luck of being able to talk to the most coolest people. Not like us, where it's the 3 of us just hanging out. She talks to real people.
She does, yeah. I don't even know how I came to know Tammy, but we're Facebook friends, and I see all the cool stuff she gets to do, and I got to meet her at the expo as well. Really, really nice lady, also a great singer. So, hi, Tammy. I don't think I've ever seen you on one of our shows before, so very happy to have you here and be able to talk about who you are and what you've done. As you said, a 30,000 person Facebook group for the directors and producers of Atlantis. So cool. All right. Can I talk about my trip?
Hang on. Somebody brought something up in the chat.
Go for it.
It wasn't anything official. We didn't cover it because I wasn't out there at 12:30 at night to take pictures on the other side of the lagoon. But last night they did do testing for Happily Ever After at 12:30 at night, and that show versus Enchantment, you can tell just from the sounds of how loud it is. So Happily Ever After comes back in April. There will be a special preview for cast members on March 14th, which just so happens to be right about the exact same time that we're there for a media event.
That's what media events now are, just piggybacked on cast members,
Yep.
apparently. Excuse me. Enchantment, that's the one they have now?
Yes.
I got to see that during my trip from way at the Grand Floridian, but I did get to see it. Good view. Not, it's a show. Things go up, go boom. Fireworks are highly overrated. Anyway, so I was at Walt Disney World for 2 days last Saturday, not this weekend, but the weekend before, last Saturday and Sunday, and then I got to take a cruise on the Disney Wish, a lovely 4-night cruise through the Bahamas with stops at Nassau, Castaway Cay, a day at sea, and returning to Port Canaveral. And I got to do a few new things. I just wanted to mention them if you guys don't mind. First of all, my wife got to ride Tron, which I'm very jealous of, and I have not even talked to her about it, but I cannot wait to hear her feelings on it because all I know is she liked it. So I'm looking forward to hearing her talk about it. I didn't get to do that, but I did get to do a ride for the very first time, which Jeremiah reminded me opened what, 2-3 years ago?
It's going on 6.
6 years ago.
6.
I got to ride Flight of Passage, the Avatar attraction. Mike, you've ridden that, right?
I have been on Flight of Passage probably half a dozen times. Yeah.
Oh, so you're a fan.
I enjoy it. Yes, pretty good.
Yeah, my first time on it, it was really, really good. Better than I expected. The breathing, everyone tells me the breathing is overhyped. You can feel the breathing constantly. It's not overhyped. It's like a critical part of the attraction. Your legs go open, close, open, close. It's constantly going on. And it's not as uncomfortable as I expected. It was actually quite comfortable. And the visuals are just spectacular. I made a point to only look forward. I know I can do this and I can see other vehicles and that can ruin it. So I worked really hard to just look forward and try to get the full experience. And it was just really good. My favorite part is when you've got like this stampede of elephant-like creatures down there. I don't know, something about seeing all those animals. Really good. Enjoyed it thoroughly. Can't wait to ride it again. Highly recommend Flight of Passage now that I've actually known to do it myself. And now I can't wait to find out if I can do Tron in about a month. And then I got to go.
The best way to figure out if you can do Tron, and this, I don't remember who was telling me this, measure your calf. If it is bigger than 18 inches, it will not work.
Despite my girth, I actually have pretty normal sized calf, so that gives me high hope that I will be able to do it.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I appreciate that because I'm trying to think 18 inches. Yeah, it's hard to imagine this is more than 18. I'm taking a good look, right? Yeah, I think I'll be okay. And then I got to go on the Disney Wish, my first time on the Wish. Now, Jeremiah, I know you have been on the Wish during a preview cruise, right?
Yes, and as you said, and as our CEO has said, it has gotten much better. So I look forward to hopefully my next time where I appreciate it more.
Oh my goodness! If your calf is too big, make veal. Kyle, you have issues. We're going so far. And that's a 10-minute game misconduct. You cannot chat for the rest of the show, Kyle. Get out of here. So yeah, Benji was there too, and he also did the preview cruise. So I'm glad he was there. He got to compare. This was my first time on the Wish. So I can't compare to the thing you guys did, which I know was nowhere near done. Now, I'll tell you, Rebecca and I are going to do multiple shows about the Wish because we love to talk Disney cruising. We've done it now, and we want to give our opinion, our tips, and such on the Disney Wish. So I'm not going to go in depth right now, but I do want to say that I went into this with low expectations, having read all the problems this ship had, not just like preview problems, but just all the things they did wrong on this ship that they broke that wasn't broken, that they ruined from the other 4 ships trying to do something completely different. So I had pretty low expectations on how much I would love this ship. I knew I'd have a great time because it's a cruise, but I didn't. I thought I would just find fault after fault after fault with the ship. And I got to tell you, the Disney Wish is my favorite Disney cruise ship now. I absolutely loved it. I can see the issues it has. It is not perfect, and there are some things they did that I wish they hadn't done. Some things that are way better on the old ships, but there are some things they did that are so much better on the Disney Wish. Some of which I expected to not like having the center of the ship be the hub of things with the
Grand Hall.
lounges and Luna and the Bayou all right in the center of the ship. I thought that would be a negative. I like the adult areas on the old ship, and no, that's a huge positive. It keeps the ship alive well into the night because everyone is always around that hub area. That was a big deal. I really, really like that they did that. I like the Star Wars location. Obviously, it's nice now that you don't have to make a reservation. You can just walk in anytime. But we sat in there for about 45 minutes, just kind of sitting and nursing a drink and enjoying the hyperspaces and all that.
Well, that
Really, really good.
$5,000 drink, you better nurse it. I mean,
Yeah, I got a libation, they call it, a non-alcoholic drink. Rebecca got one that did the little smoke bubble, and it was just fun. It's a fun place to hang out. It truly is to me. Let's see, what else about the... Tommy's asking about the shows. Were the shows selections good/decent? This was another surprise. So I heard the first show was just a fun little show that you'll really enjoy, and I really did. The goofy Welcome to the Cruise show. Very good. Totally fun. Not too long. Little Mermaid, I had low expectations on. I heard that it just was a big change. The story had a big change, and they tried to go artsy with it, and so I had low expectations. I was blown away. I loved it. It is not that different from the real story. They changed the ending. Fine. It's a different time, 30 years later, 25 years later. But it's basically the same story and the same renditions of the songs. I loved it. The audience loved it. Got a partial standing ovation. I mean, this was not a hedge. This was a great show. People absolutely loved it. And then Aladdin brought back such memories. Being able to see Aladdin and Music Spectacular again. It took me back 20 years sitting at DCA. And my absolute favorite part of the cruise was watching Gideon watch Aladdin, a show that he knows everything about and he's seen on YouTube a bunch of times and was so excited to see in person. And when he's sitting there watching and cracking up at the genie and cracking up at Iago and having the time of his life, that was the best for me. So yeah, Gideon was able to keep busy, no problem. He enjoyed the Edge Club. This was his first time going to the Tween Club, and we weren't sure how that would work out. He was really sad. We were going with a couple of friends who were young enough for the kids club, and when they were able to go there and he couldn't, he was kind of sad. He loved it when we toured it, but he bucked himself up and he went to check out Edge, and he quickly made some friends and got involved in all the stuff, and we barely saw him as he was just running around the ship doing scavenger hunts and stuff and just had the time of his life. It was so awesome. Yes, Jeremiah.
Was he part of the flash mob?
He was not part of a flash mob.
They always do the flash mob in the teens thing.
He wasn't. I did not see any flash mobs. He was not part of a flash mob.
Hang on. He has to have the moves. I mean,
but he did run on the ship. I remember we took a tour at one point.
That's in his genes right there.
Yeah, you get that out of my face here, man. You dork. Did you really make a gif of that, Kyle? I put you in the penalty box. And yet you still managed to...
Oh, he did that earlier. Like, that was what I laughed at the first time.
Shoot, what was I going to say? So, yeah, there was one point where we were taking the tour of the ship, which was really interesting, hearing the tour. And we're sitting there, I don't know, deck 5, looking at some artwork, and these 5 kids just come, not running, but, quickly going by, staring at some sheet, trying to figure something out. We're like, that's Gideon over there. And he never even acknowledged us. He's just on some scavenger hunt. Totally didn't acknowledge us. And then hours later, we're like, Gideon, did you even see us there? He's like, yeah, I saw you.
Gideon's becoming a cool kid.
It's like, awesome. Yeah. It's funny, though, because even on the ship, there are the cool kids, nerdy kids. And Gideon was hanging with the nerdy kids. And he found his tribe and was having a great time. So happy. I knew if he just did it, he would find the people to hang out with. He loved his counselors. Loved every single one of his counselors. Said they were so awesome and just made me very happy. That's one of the cool things about Disney Cruise. You get to try new food, you get to try new experiences. It's a very controlled, contained way to try new things, in addition to all the normal fun you have. And so I'm very proud of my son for doing that and happy he had a good time. I had a good time. I thought the Disney Wish was Disney's best ship, and no one is more surprised about that than I am. Rebecca and I will be doing numerous long shows detailing what we thought of it, and I'll tell you right now, she enjoyed it too, but we don't have the exact same opinion, so it's going to be fun to discuss that with her in the coming weeks. So that's all I'm going to say right now about the Disney Wish, but definitely like, subscribe, ring the bell, and if you're interested in hearing more about the Disney Wish, it is coming up soon, right here on Laughing Place. Anything else before we shut this down, Mr. Bass Pro Shop down there in the green shirt? You are looking. Take off the hat, Mike. Let's see the. Come on.
No.
This hair has become famous. Can we see it?
I just want to preface this by saying I haven't showered or combed my hair today. It looks so much better after I do that, but yeah, it's kind of all over the place.
You look like a Muppet.
That's what Kyle said.
You really do. All right, Jeremiah, anything else from you?
Tomorrow morning, keep a watch on Laughing Place because we may have some excellent sweet treats to debut. It was some fun video. And then Wednesday, you definitely want to follow our Twitter account because it's the first Reedy Creek meeting.
Okay.
And we're gonna be talking to you, Jeremiah, tomorrow. I hope. I haven't told you this yet, but stick around a little bit after you do your hunt so we can talk to you from there, if you can. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. This has been Disney Parks Talk Live. My name's Doobie. I will see you again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern for my return to the LPTV Disney Morning Show. Until then, bye.
Adios.
That is not what I play at this time.